Back in the 50s and 60s, homeowners were delighted by the innovative new appliances that were suddenly available everywhere. Our houses, with their old electrical wiring, they were less enthusiastic, and they had ways of letting us know it.
In September 1882, Thomas Edison pulls off what appears to be a magic trick. He illuminates a cluster of homes in Manhattan with electricity. The dream of an electrically illuminated home is just around the corner.
For centuries, homes have been lit by an open flame, a candle, a lamp, so house fires are rampant. So electric light is going to put a stop to that.
By 1920, still, only about 1 in 3 houses in America has electricity. And between 1920 and 1950, that will go from about 35% to about 90%.
These early electrical systems are called knob and tube wiring, and they're really only designed to take on the load of houses' electrical lights. But once electricity takes off, inventors see the opportunity of a whole new era of electrical appliances.
What a thrill to be so free when you live electrically.
Suddenly, everything's electrified. There's electric irons, there's refrigerators, there's stoves, there's washing machines. Everything is electrified.
These new appliances, they draw far more power than the lights these systems were designed for, and it creates widespread problems.
Home becomes more dangerous than the highway. Although it has fewer fatal accidents, it's the scene of 4 million more injuries than result from traffic.
Most people are still living in houses that were built in the 1920s or before. And so whatever wiring's in there, it's meant not to hold a lot of power. It's just going to power a few light bulbs.
Older homes can't handle all these newfangled gadgets because they're not wired for that much wattage. I mean, just one toaster oven needs like 1,300 watts, and the average house can only handle 1,440 or so total.
Some of these homes only had 4 circuits with a very small fuse box to keep it all safe. As people add appliances, they're overloading these circuits and the fuses are going to pop.
With a house in the dark, it is usually DIY dad to the rescue.
This is still an era where people really did their own repairs on things. So they started doing their own upgrades to their electrical systems, whether they understood them or not.
What American dads quickly figure out is that you can defeat that safeguard by backing the fuse out, placing a copper penny, then you thread the fuse down on top of the penny, then that circuit's never gonna pop. But you have also removed the one guardrail that's there to prevent the house from burning down.
In some ways, this is worse than the age of oil lamps and candles because the source of danger, the wires, are hidden behind the walls. Today, modern electrical wiring is sheathed in insulation, but back then it's just a copper wire covered in fabric, and they're gonna get hot. So by the time you figure out there's a problem, the fire is already raging within your walls.
By 1959, there is an electrical fire every 7 minutes in America.
In the years that follow, the problem just keeps getting worse because people are plugging more and more into more and more outdated homes and electrical systems. That is a hazard. That is a terror. That was my childhood in the 70s. We'd have a regular electrical grid inside the house that during the holiday season, we would completely overload. We might die on Christmas, but at least let's get through it. Finally, authorities start to realize something's wrong. In 1974, they passed the Fire Safety and Prevention Act. And at least for new construction, houses are built so that they can handle much more power. Instead of coming through a fuse box, you're gonna have a breaker box so you can control a lot more power.
Home insurance companies now ask for inspections, and modern dads figure it's probably better off to pay a couple bucks to an electrician rather than burn the house down on Christmas Eve. But we sort of lost something in that comforting era of, oh, dad'll go fix it.
Back in the 50s, behind those beautiful white picket fences, suburban lawns were the picture of order. But the tools we used to achieve that perfection were utter chaos.
In the early 20th century, most people mowed their lawns with a non-powered push mower. Mowing the lawn was grueling. It took forever. So these push mowers are just slow.
As American backyards get bigger, demand grows for better lawn care tools.
Leonard Goodall is a mechanic in Kansas. He's actually been on a lifelong mission to create outdoor tools that are better mechanically.
In the 1930s, Goodall invents a new design, a lawnmower with a gas-powered engine, and it's a revelation. After the Depression and World War II and suburbia exploding, this gets adopted into the mainstream in a big, big way.
When you start this thing up, it sounds like a muscle car. You pull the cord, this mower roars to life.
Goodall's invention kicks off a lawn care arms race. By 1960, over 4 million power mowers are sold.
This thing's got a 20-inch blade that's driven by a 3,600 RPM engine that spins the blade at 215 miles per hour.
For comparison, that blade is spinning faster than the prop on a P-51 Mustang fighter plane. It's a beast.
But grass is not the only thing that these power mowers are chewing up.
Unlike modern mowers, these mowers didn't have any safety features, but they were new, and people didn't really appreciate their destructive power. They were giving them to kids to do their chores with.
These newfangled lawnmowers with these engines are shooting out rocks at incredibly high speeds. I mean, that blade hits that rock at 700 pounds of force and fires it off at a velocity similar to that, like a bullet.
So on these early mowers, there's no protection on these things. If you hit a rock, where's it gonna go? Oh, it's coming out fast, and it's probably gonna hit you.
These early mower blades are made of rigid steel that if they hit something, will break and fly in any direction.
The word for that big hunk of hot metal that's flying out there is shrapnel. It can break a car window, it can land in your house, or it can embed itself in your leg.
Projectiles are only one problem. Because the shroud around the blades has these gaps, these early mowers are notorious for ripping through sneakers and eating toes.
A bigger danger arises when people try to stop using them.
Today's mowers have an automatic kill switch that shut the blades down when you let go. But Goodall's mower will just keep going until you actively shut it down. And even then, the blades keep spinning for like 10 seconds.
8 to 10 seconds? Waiting 8 to 10 seconds for those whirring blades to stop is a huge opportunity for disaster to strike. People hit a stick or a rock, so they turn off the engine and flip it over to see what's wrong, forgetting that the blades are still spinning and they can take off a finger.
By the late 70s, the power mower is sending 65,000 people a year to the ER with accidents.
In 1979, the Consumer Product Safety Commission steps in. It institutes a number of reforms. One of these is the dead man switch. And that means as soon as you let go, the motor cuts off. In addition, they add shields on the side to block rocks from flying all over the place, and they make the blades stronger so they don't shatter.
The feeling of pulling that cord and hearing it turn over and start up, pure magic nostalgia. Yeah, they were dangerous, but they taught us a valuable lesson. Sometimes the machines we love can kill us, so act accordingly.